He had a prior.
Yeah, he might be late. All right, I think we're ready. We recognize that the Hogan Administrative Center occupies the land of the Ho-Chunk people. Please take a moment to celebrate and honor this ancestral Ho-Chunk land and the sacred land of all indigenous peoples. Will the secretary please call the roll?
Mr. Alberts?
Here.
Mr. Begneski?
Excused.
Ms. Berkedal? Here. Dr. Garcia? Here. Dr. Jimenez?
Here.
Mr. Manka?
Here.
Mr. Newmeister?
Here.
Dr. Sprague?
Here.
Ms. Sukla? Here.
Quorum of the Board of Education is present, so the regularly scheduled meeting of January 27th, 2025 is called to order. And we'll now have the Pledge of Allegiance. Please stand and face the American flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Tonight's agenda has previously been distributed to the board and would entertain at this time a motion with a second to approve the agenda as submitted.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda as submitted.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. Moved by Dr. Sprague, seconded by Ms. Berkedal to approve the agenda as presented. And we will need roll call votes. We do have Mr. Manka online, so anytime a board member is online, we do need to do a roll call vote. So Ms. Steigerwald, please.
Mr. Alberts?
Aye.
Ms. Berkedal? Aye. Dr. Garcia? Aye. Mr. Manka?
Aye.
Mr. Newmeister?
Aye.
Dr. Sprague?
Aye.
Ms. Sukla? Aye. Dr. Jimenez?
Aye. Motion has been approved, and we'll move on to our school showcase, where we have our Logan High School band teacher and Wind Symphony conductor, Mark Lackman, along with Logan High School Wind Symphony students present. And tell me that I pronounced that wrong. Lackman, okay, good. Phew. It's always the hard part, so please, we turn it over to you.
Thank you very much. I'd like to thank Laura for extending the invitation to have us here today and to tell you a little bit about our experience and the Wind Symphony. As you said, my name's Mark Lackman. I've got about 28 years teaching experience, high school, public school band, 22 of those at Logan High School. And so with me, I have actually a plant on the board there, Violet, as our first chair saxophone player. And then I have...
Hi, I'm Savannah Citrone. Oh, I play tenor saxophone.
I'm Danny Lenz, and I play baritone.
And all three of these are members of our ensemble that we were lucky enough to play at the Wisconsin Concert Band Association convention on the 17th. The experience started with an audition recording that we sent in last April, and it's a blind process. So we send it in. There's a board of band directors that listens to the recording, and just based on musical merit, they pick 4 high schools from across the state to play at the convention. And the schools are picked as being kind of model band schools or model bands in high schools across the state. So we were very lucky to get picked without anybody knowing the school, the community, my name, anything. It's a testament for how well they played even last year as well. So we were lucky to do that. And then we were invited over the summer, and then right away in the fall. Now this has been about a 6-month project with planning the music and rehearsing and having guests come in. Dr. Tammy Fisher and Dr. Martin Gaines from UWL came in to help prep the group. Our orchestra director, Bill Sisson, wrote a piece for us. He arranged a piece called Funeral Music for Queen Mary, and so we did a world premiere of that at the convention, and overall was a positive experience for me. I know it was one of those once in a career possible events. So it was really it was a lot of fun to do and a very special moment for us. I don't know if you guys want to add anything about it. Maybe not, or if you have questions at all.
turn it over to the board. Go ahead. Stepping up.
Yeah, I've been playing baritone or euphonium for 7 years, and it was just a really cool experience to be able to go out and perform for like so many different band directors, and just it was just really fun and really cool.
Excellent.
Did you get an opportunity to perform the funeral for Queen Mary in front of the composer?
Bill was not able to make that performance with us. I have a feeling we'll be doing it again at some point, but yeah. So he wasn't able to. He's still on the mend, so he was not able to make it down there with us though. But Bill has written 2 or 3 pieces for that ensemble for the Wind Symphony. And that group has also, in past history, you can kind of read some of our bio stuff in here. We've had Pulitzer Prize winning composers come and work with them. We've had Grammy winning composers come and work with them. So it's been a great run, and continues to be at Logan High. So
Cool. What a great experience.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm super happy that you guys have been able to have this, awesome experience to travel. And I did the same kinds of things when I was in Wind Ensemble at Central under Alex Bay years ago. I'm looking at your program here. I'm really struck by how you're emphasizing contemporary classical music and really modern pieces. And I'm really curious from our band members' perspectives, how have you become introduced to classical music? And in today's age, what's that process been like for you?
So I listen to like a lot of different types of music, and I feel like being in band has helped me. Like I've learned about new composers such as like maybe Holst or stuff like that. Like I think it's cool to get exposed to stuff like that and be like, oh, like this old music from centuries ago is still like pretty cool,
Yeah.
and how like to see how it influences modern music and stuff. It's pretty cool.
Right.
My car is a little bit older, so it doesn't connect with Bluetooth, so I'm forced to rely on the radio. And I listen to a lot of different stations, but one station I found is just a classical music station that I really enjoy listening to. So it's cool how band has just influenced all parts of my life.
Same.
I'm sure you benefit from a great K-12 music program. Ms. Shams is back there. Just thinking about, what does it look like at the elementary and middle school level to support, getting to this level, you didn't start, from scratch.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. The just like you said, their experience from kindergarten, first grade in general music up through middle school is critical moment, and then now through the high school, all of that is just a building experience. And you throw things like COVID in there as well, and it can become quite a hurdle. So to think that on top of all of those things, these students rose to the occasion and played wonderfully. It's just a testament to all of the teachers that have had them throughout their K-12 experience here. So.
And I would argue that playing an instrument is gift enough itself,
Yeah.
but I suspect that students have also derived some benefit from public performance, competition, being in the public eye. There's probably some nervousness and game time jitters. I'm just wondering if the students could talk about what they've gained from performing in this type of venue or others as well.
I think this one was especially interesting because it wasn't just like a typical for your parents performance. It was kind of like sort of some stakes there, but I think it just allows you to like prepare yourself for things really, and like it kind of also forcefully teaches you to like realize that if something goes wrong, it goes wrong, and you just have to not let it show, which I think is something that can be applied to like a lot of scenarios other than music. So I have been learning that over the years. So I appreciate getting that opportunity.
Play through those mistakes, right?
Others?
I would add too, and I think I've told the students this a couple of times. From my perspective, here's a teacher teaching students daily, and then standing up in public, using nonverbal communication to lead them through basically what you just taught them over the last however long in front of a live audience. I mean, it couldn't be more of an authentic experience in education than that. So I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, and I know that here in La Crosse we have strong support for the arts and definitely for music education. It always strikes me as odd sometimes in our community. People go home and what do they want to do? They want to watch movies, they want to watch TV shows, they want to listen to music, they want to listen to podcasts. All of that is art, and we forget that in K-12 education sometimes when we get focused on science and math and reading. But the thing that people actually enjoy that adds value to their life, that they're seeking every day, is the arts. And so thank you for providing the foundation for that and hopefully generating the next generation of artists.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Any other comments from our board members? If not, thank you very much again for the presentation.
It's very exciting to have someone at our own table who's part of this.
Yeah.
All right, so next we will move on to the superintendent's consent agenda. And so the consent agenda is a mechanism that's used by the board to deal with routine business that must come before the body. Are there any items that the members want to remove from the consent agenda?
I would just make one comment. This is the season when we start to get some retirements in our HR consent agenda items. So if you get a chance to look at that, there might be somebody you know or somebody in the community, good opportunity to remember their great work. And if you get a chance personally to reach out to them at some point and just thank them for all they've done.
If there's nothing to remove, then we'll take a motion in a second to approve the items.
I'll make a motion to approve the items on the superintendent's consent agenda as presented.
Is there a second?
Second?
Okay, moved by Dr. Sprague, second by Dr. Garcia to approve the items on the superintendent consent agenda as presented.
So, as you commented about the retirements coming up, in the past, part of this report, when we were getting the retirements, we would, as a board, be told about how many years' experience are retiring. And that was always a remarkable number, and I don't know if that's something you want to be able to give to us on occasion, because I think that tells us a lot about these retirees and helps us really respect what they've contributed, so.
Absolutely, I'll make a note. Thank you.
Anything else? If not, roll call vote, please. Ms. Steigerwald? Bless you.
Mr. Alberts?
Aye.
Ms. Ms. Berkdahl? Aye. Dr. Garcia?
Aye.
Mr. Manka?
Aye.
Mr. Newmeister?
Aye.
Dr. Sprague?
Aye.
Ms. Sukla?
Aye.
Dr. Jimenez?
Aye. Vote is passed. We'll move on to the board consent agenda. Is there anything there that we need to remove from the board consent agenda?
I'll make a motion to approve the items on the board consent agenda as presented.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. Moved by Dr. Sprague, second by Mr. Alberts to approve the items on the board consent agenda as presented. Roll call vote, please. Ms. Steigerwald?
Mr. Alberts?
Aye.
Ms. Berkdahl? Aye. Dr. Garcia?
Aye.
Mr. Manka?
Aye.
Mr. Newmeister?
Aye.
Dr. Sprague?
Aye.
Ms. Sukla?
Aye.
Dr. Jimenez?
Aye. That motion is passed, and we'll move on to matters reserved for board action and the open enrollment vacancies. And so I'll turn it over to Dr. Engel.
So annually, by January 31st, we are obligated by state law to approve open enrollment vacancies for the following school year. This is something that we assess each year to see kind of what our capacity is. Generally speaking, we feel we have room for open enrollments for general education students and most special education students. However, there are some services that are very difficult to fill positions, and it's a challenge for us to meet even our current students' needs, let alone accommodating the needs of new students in those particular areas. And so this year, our recommendation is to provide no caps to enrollment in 4K through 12th grade. However, in 3 areas of special education, we feel that we no longer have capacity, nor could find capacity if we got additional students for next year. And those are deaf and hard of hearing services, American Sign Language services, and speech and language services. The challenge there in hiring is really substantial, and it's been tough just filling our own needs currently, and so accepting open enrollment there would be a burden on the school district and the other students already attending. Any questions regarding that?
Has that limitation been in previous years?
Yes, we've had that limitation, I think, the last 3 or 4 years at least, and if not, going back further, it's been pretty consistent at this point. Yeah, we contracted some of these services out at a 200% premium in some cases, which starts to impact the education of other students just on a financial basis. And so, any resident student, we will absolutely figure out a way to provide those services, but if you don't live in our school district, we're not obligated to provide them, and we simply need to take care of our own resident students first.
What about students at private schools? Does this cap the services that we're obligated to provide them as well?
If they attend a private school in our district, we are obligated to provide those services by law,
Okay.
regardless of these caps.
Okay.
Do other school districts in the area have similar caps?
They do. Historically, we probably had fewer caps across the area when it was easier to find staffing, but we're all in a similar position where it's a challenge to find particular positions. These ones are the most critical at this point. And there's other positions that are hard to fill as well, but we can't put caps in for, school psychology or some of those other things. And so, yeah, this is a common practice at this point. It's unfortunate in a way. We want people to choose our school district for the great services that we do offer. But like I said, we have to serve our resident students first and make sure we've done that.
I know about a dozen years ago, when I was involved in the Racine School District, they would sometimes have to contract services at $100 an hour for American Sign Language interpreting. I can only imagine the price has gone up. Have we had to do similar things here as well to just meet demand?
Yeah, for a variety of services, we try and recruit them into our district so that they get a retirement and some of these other benefits that we have locally instead of a third party making a profit. Unfortunately, it's been difficult because these companies will recruit directly out of the schools where kids are going to college, promising a higher wage or better benefits, not giving us a chance to recruit them directly. We've actually talked to legislators about this practice and how it feels kind of oily and fishy, if nothing else. So we're looking into it, but it's a market and it's tough. So.
Yeah. Any other questions or comments from the board?
Make a motion to approve the 2025-26 unlimited regular and special education open enrollment seats with the exception of deaf and hard of hearing services, American Sign Language, educational interpreting services, and speech and language services.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. Moved by Ms. Sukla, seconded by Dr. Sprague, to approve the 2025-2026 unlimited regular and special education open enrollment seats with the exception of deaf and hard of hearing services, American Sign Language, educational interpreting services, and speech and language services. Roll call, please, Ms. Steigerwald.
Mr. Alberts.
Aye.
Ms. Berkedal.
Aye.
Dr. Garcia.
Aye.
Mr. Manko.
Aye.
Mr. Newmeister.
Aye.
Dr. Sprague.
Aye.
Ms. Sukla.
Aye.
Dr. Jimenez.
Aye. We'll move on to Operational Expectation Monitoring Report OE6 Financial Administration. I believe we discussed this one at the last meeting, and we are just looking at proposed changes this time around. I didn't see any on the indicators, but I'll turn it over to Ms. Spring and Dr. Engel.
Yep, Ms. Spring?
That's correct. There are no changes to the indicators, just the removal of the interpretations and the refining of the definitions.
Any questions from the board?
We're missing a indefinite article in OE 6.4, a competitive bid process.
What?
A, we need an A.
Oh.
A and or the?
Shall be. Well, actually, the way it's bullet pointed, we don't need it. That's being pedantic, sorry.
Well, we don't want that.
No. But thank
Heaven
you.
forbid.
Look at
Thank you
this
for the English
product
professor.
of the lacrosse school district.
All right, so hearing nothing from the board then, we will take a motion to approve the recommended changes.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Moved by Dr. Garcia, seconded by Ms. Berkedal to approve the recommended changes to the OE6 Financial Administration Monitoring Report template. And we will take a roll call vote again. Ms. Steigerwald.
Mr. Alberts?
Aye.
Ms. Berkedal?
Aye.
Dr. Garcia?
Aye.
Mr. Manka?
Aye.
Mr. Newmeister? Dr. Sprague?
Aye.
Ms. Sukla?
Aye.
Dr. Jimenez?
Aye. So we will move on to the information portion in our quarterly budget report, which is everybody's favorite topic. And I'll turn it over to Ms. Sprang for that report.
It
is her favorite.
It is.
So monthly, we do present a financial to you, but on the quarterly basis, we try to touch on the highlights, and we are in good shape as far as December. It compares very much to the previous year. There's nothing that seems out of place this year compared to last year. And I would also point out, I love the charts that also compare year to year, because it shows you that we're very comparable to the prior year just by the colors and the areas. And then it also kind of highlights where we might be experiencing some changes. So one of the things that I noticed in the operating expenditures by type, as you can see, the insurance services there's a property insurance and all of those are a little bit higher than last year. And then with these fires in California this year, I think we can anticipate that that's going to be a wave of the future that's going to impact property insurances and liability going forward. The other thing was fund balance, and as we pointed out in November, that is usually one of our lowest places of fund balance. And then in December, it slightly goes up because we receive some state aid in December. In January, that'll increase some more because we start receiving our tax revenue. Any questions that you might have?
Questions from the board?
We did see markedly increased collection in a couple of areas. I'm looking at the interest, local grants, miscellaneous, local revenue, and this is in the revenue side, excuse me. And even though the budgeted amount of federal aids and grants is significantly lower than last year, the collection is quite a bit higher. Is there any
So the federal,
noteworthy explanation?
the federal revenue can come from, it's usually reimbursed revenue. So it depends on when we are able to get those requests for reimbursement in and when the state pays us back. The other part is the sales. We are in the year of IT refresh, and so we have sold off some of the old IT equipment, so you'll see that in the sales revenue. And those will come in incrementally throughout the year as we prepare those devices that we're not going to use anymore and sell them off.
The state likes to hang on to the federal grant money themselves so that they can reap the rewards of interest earnings while they hold the money, and then reimburse the school districts at a later date once we've expended it. So we have to spend it out of our own Fund 10 balance and then be reimbursed from the state through those federal programs. And so, like Ms. Sprang indicated, we might be able to reimburse sooner this year for some reason with this level of grants, or we have the documentation earlier that we might have in the past year. Lots of different reasons it could be.
State does that with lots of local government.
Yes, yeah, common practice.
And of course, our budget for revenues from federal sources is much less than last year because the ESSER funds are gone. Any other questions?
I think the only comment I would have is just to highlight a comment I believe that was made in here about the importance of having a healthy fund balance for months like November and December, because without that fund balance cushion, we may not be able to pay our bills, we may not be able to pay our employees, or we'd have to borrow at a higher interest rate, which any of those is not good for the school district as a whole. So I appreciate that you keep an eye on that for us.
We're also in the midst of the bonding process for our referendum, and when you have an appropriate fund balance, it also means you get a better credit rating and you're able to secure better interest rates, you know, on those bonds. So.
Mhm.
Thanks for the narrative, that's always helpful.
All right. Anything else from the board on the quarterly budget report?
And I also wanted to mention that
Yes.
even though we don't go over these on a monthly basis, if you look at our financials and have a question, please reach out.
All right. Hearing nothing else from anybody, then we can move on from this to our announcements, and I'll turn it over to our student representatives and to Ms. Burrell first.
All right, so, I mean, yeah, for us, we're just starting the second semester, so, you know, people getting used to their new classes. Last week was a little bit weird for us with, like, the cold day, where we didn't have school, but I think people are getting into the swing of things pretty nicely. We also have Olympic Week coming up pretty soon, and I believe we're selling, or the Student Senate is selling T-shirts this week for that. So that's pretty cool. Always a great way to get school spirit, even if I think Olympic Week is only like 3 days this year. We also have like a bunch of school events that just happened and are happening right now for music. We have band, like the Central High School bands have band extravaganza at the Lacrosse Center with the Logan bands tomorrow. We have Solo and Ensemble coming up next month, and then our February concert. And then the Central Wind Ensemble and I believe both of the Central Orchestras are also playing at All City Orchestra like in February or March. I don't remember exactly when that is, but it's coming up. And then this week we also have another one of our blood drives hosted by NHS, and then that same day there's a chess tournament in the LMC, which I believe that's the first time that's ever happened, so it's always great to see, you know, more activities to get students involved. And then sports-wise, dance team just had regionals this weekend, and they placed 4th and qualified to state in D2 hip-hop. So that's this weekend at Lacrosse Center, so always great to see our team succeeding. And I was there to watch them because my exchange student is on the team, and they definitely look really good, so.
Awesome.
And then debate, I was talking about this before we started, but debate also just had state right after finals and did quite well. We had a bunch of like people win speaker awards as well as like actually place in the tournament. So always great to see.
Good job.
Awesome. Congratulations.
How much are the T-shirts, and is there a way that, for example, I could provide some resources for students that couldn't afford them?
I believe they're $10 each. I can reach out to Student Senate about that, but I don't know for sure if there's like any like sort of like program in place for that right now.
Any other questions for Ms. Burrell? If not, Mr. Olson is excused today, so we'll turn it over to Ms. Nelson.
All right. I would say probably the most exciting thing at Logan right now is that Mr. Genevico is returning. He had a half day today, so he was in the school. Got to hear his voice over the announcements again, which is always nice. So yeah, I think he's been looking forward to coming back. All of the teachers that have had to, he had a hip replacement, I believe. So he's been out for the past month or so. So yeah, it'll be good to have him back. And then also, our orchestra teacher, Bill Sisson, had a bit of a medical incident too, and I'm not sure which day it is this week, but he is going to be returning as well. So we've had a long-time sub, Mr. Averbeck, who used to teach at Central, who's been working with us, which has been very good. Yeah, we're all looking forward to having him back. So he's been recovering speedily, which is nice. A lot of students are also looking forward to the Snow Days dance, which we will be having this year. That's in a week or two, I believe. We're going to have the week leading up to that with all the spirit stuff. And one exciting thing is our Interact Club is doing a Pie a Teacher in the Face fundraiser. So we're going to be selling tickets for $1 a piece, and you get to vote for which teacher you want pied in the face. And we're thinking of sending the proceeds to like Hunger Task Force or some other local organization. So we'll start advertising that next week. And I know for sports, we had a couple of people place in powerlifting, which is always good.
Wonderful.
I think students being excited to see their principal come back is one of the reasons why Mr. Geneva Co. was just honored with the Dick Swans Leadership Award from the LPEF. So.
Agreed. Thank you very much. Mr. Bagnevsky is excused today, and we'll turn it over to Ms. Berkedal.
Nothing major to report from the LPEF front, but we did just approve tonight a new endowment fund that is being started by Jerry Kember and his partner to support music education in the school district of La Crosse. So that's good timing for our presentation tonight too, but that's great to see.
Excellent. Two announcements from me. First, a reminder of our board policy and linkage workshop at 6 p.m. here at the Hogan Auditorium on Wednesday, so please make sure that you have that on your calendar. And then the other is just to thank the board for their kindness during the loss of my father. That was unexpected, and I just appreciated the card that I received and the kindness from the board members. So then I'll turn it over to Superintendent Engel.
February 3rd through 7th is National School Counseling Week. Our counselors do amazing work every single day supporting our students in their social emotional needs and their college to career readiness and anything in between. Very thankful for all that they do. And no other announcements.
Excellent. So it falls to me to do the board debriefing, and it was such a short meeting. I don't know that there's much to debrief. A lot of, not a lot to say, so unless anybody else wants to add in.
I have a question. At the last meeting, we didn't follow our schedule on who was doing the debriefing, and since I'm up next time, should I be prepared to do it, or will someone else be doing it?
If you are not here, we can go.
I plan to be here.
Okay, then, yeah,
Okay, thank you.
thank you.
Just want to be able to be on top of it.
Anything else?
I would like to say,
Yeah.
this past week, we were at the convention in Milwaukee, and I just want to say that that's a wonderful event. So as we get new people on the board, I surely hope they attend. I know it helped me immensely, and just to get to be with some people away from all this is really good for us as a board as well. So I just thank everyone for allowing me to go there and not leaving me there. And I look forward to the next one. I really do. So thank you.
Your thing, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Did you say 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock for Wednesday?
It's 6 o'clock, I believe I said.
And what is the workshop about?
Policy.
The policy
And
workshop that we
linkages.
discussed in linkages. All right. If there's nothing else, then we do have a closed session scheduled. So the La Crosse Board of Education will consider a motion to move into closed session on Monday, January 27th, 2025, immediately following the Board of Education meeting, Hogan Administrative Center, Room 209, pursuant to Wisconsin Statute 19.85, sub 1, sub C, for the purpose of considering employment, promotion, compensation, or performance evaluation data of any public employee over which the governmental body has jurisdiction or exercises responsibility, to wit, the superintendent contract comparables, and discuss potential administrative contract changes. So is there a motion to adjourn to closed session?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Moved by Mr. Newmeister, seconded by Dr. Sprague to move to closed session, and we need a roll call vote. Ms. Steigerwald, please.
Mr. Alberts?
Aye.
Ms. Berkedal?
Aye.
Dr. Garcia?
Aye.
Mr. Mako?
Aye.
Mr. Newmeister?
Aye.
Dr. Sprague?
Aye.
Ms. Supla?
Hi.
Dr. Jimenez?
Aye. So then we will move into closed session upstairs, and so let's take about 5 minutes to give ourselves a break in between, and then we'll see you up there. Thank you.